time looks that the Clippers were getting and kind of how much that played into the scheme that you're used to playing in those situations and how it played out?
Yeah, we trust our rotations. We feel really good about our ability to get the ball out of somebody like Paul's hands and scramble around the perimeter and get to their shooter. We were just a step late. We had one breakdown where we left Luke open in the corner and a couple others where AD got great contests on guys. They made tough shots, but we trust our rotations in those situations.
And then Frank, looked like you shortened the rotation some tonight. Just wondered what you thought of the combinations and how that all coalesced.
Yeah, we're evolving. We're still looking at different things with our group, and obviously playing Melo and Braun in the centerless lineup with the second unit has been really good for us. We didn't do well with that lineup tonight, but there's things that we could have done better, within those minutes. So continue to evaluate and get better.
Frank, there were times tonight where it seemed like, to solve one problem rotationally or something like that, you guys had to created another, whether it was, going more offensive minded and then having problems on defense and then trying to flip that. Has that been the challenge this year? Is sort of the lack of the lack of consistent two-way production?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's part of it, but, every team has that. It's not, unique to our club. And, what we have to do is we have to utilize, if we have a defensive lineup in there, there's ways to, space guys offensively to be effective. And if we have an offensive lineup, there's ways to cover for those guys defensively. And, we're working on those things. They're getting better, but it is part of the challenge, yes.
LeBron and Russ obviously have these roles on defense where they take some risks and go, sometimes do selective double teams, sometimes jump passing lanes. How do they sort of have the license to do that? Are they doing it live? And how do you feel that worked out with some of the gambles tonight on rotation? Well,
it hurt us some tonight, clearly. But those guys have great instincts. We want them to stay within our scheme, and if there's opportunistic situations to go for a steal like that, I trust those guys' instincts. Tonight was just one of those nights where we didn't get them, and it ended up hurting us.
Frank, to go back to the centerless lineup, offensively, obviously it looked really good. LeBron rolling and finishing and kick out passes, but defensively there was that stretch where Hardenstein was getting dunks or fouls or whatever. Like, what did you make of that stretch?
We didn't do good enough defensively, a simple way to put it. And there's a few different coverages we can use within that. The one we used tonight has been really good. That's what we've been using with that lineup. But we weren't effective with it tonight.
Frank, it seemed like there were just a ton of possessions where you had the ball down 2, down 1, opportunity to take a lead. You may even know by now how many opportunities you had. Do any of those plays specifically stand out to you as missed opportunities to kind of seize kind of the opportunity specifically out from kind of?
Yeah, I mean, there's a few. I don't want to get into identifying, single plays because not a single play, cost you the game. But there was definitely opportunities where we were close to getting over the hump and didn't make a play. And that's just part of where we're at with our season. You know what I mean? We're a team working to build cohesiveness and get over that hump. No, I was close to it, and then I saw it, and it was a foul.
Right. There's a report out that the league's going to enact different protocol for those who are boosted versus those who are not. Has that come across your desk, I guess? And if so, will you guys further encourage the boosting process to your team?
Yeah, I don't know anything about that. I mean, I've heard that at some point that may come into play. I don't know where the league is with that. But yes, we would encourage them again, when if that were to come out.
Frank, how would you assess what LeBron gave you guys overall tonight, especially considering he went a few days without being able to do anything with the team?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, he's had a tough few days. I mean, there's no other way to put it. You fly up to California, get ready to compete and build some momentum with our team, and you told you can't play. You have to fly back without the team. You're not allowed to be with the team the next day, and then you're all of a sudden you're cleared and get back into it. So I commend him for playing a really good basketball game. He didn't shoot it that well. His numbers aren't great percentage wise, but I thought he was great, competing with all that he's been through the last couple of days.
To kind of piggyback on that, he has not been with you guys for a consistent chunk all season to this point. How many of your problems are just simply solved by LeBron James out there in consistent rhythm?
Well, not all of them. There's still things that we need to do better, and we're working on those. But certainly that will help a lot. Yeah.